Right. Thank you for letting me know. Each person who's chatting me, thanks Antoine, thanks JR, thanks Brittany. That's perfect. Thanks for letting me know. All right, I want to get started this morning just so we have like a little bit of time. If someone is still struggling to get in, feel free to let them know that they can check their emails. They have many, many different like ways to look and see how to get into the call. There are lots of emails from Miss Zero or from Mr. TV. So if anyone is struggling to get in, you can send them that direction as well. If someone, let's see. If someone could message Cheyenne, actually, I got it. Thank you all for being patient. All right. If you know anyone who can't get into the call, you can encourage them to check their emails from me last week, as well as check their emails from like many people, from Miss Zero Goddess, from Mr. TV. It was in the check-in form today, so you can encourage them to do it that way. Today is Happy United States Bowling League Day. Have you guys been bowling before? I don't know if I went bowling, but when I was, well, I know I went in high school. I actually joined a league. How lame is that? Actually, it was pretty cool. I joined a league and I played every Saturday morning. I played 3 games of bowling against some people who are really good at bowling. I was not good at bowling. Yeah, I was terrible. I think I got last place in the league, but it was pretty fun. We had a really good time. So, yes, it is Happy Bowling League Day. I also wanted to say happy birthday to Giselle, as well as to Peyton, our wonderful TA. So happy birthday all around to those people. And I just wanted to say happy birthday, enjoy your day. If you see those people, if you know those people, if you're friends with those people, shoot them a message, let them know that you're thinking about them today. I also wanted to just take a moment to say boo Zoom bombers. We have not had any in our class, and I'm very happy that that is true. I definitely think that our authenticating last week and all the struggles that we went through last week in order to get in have definitely supported us with that. Beyond just the fact that we've lost, or that like some academic time has been lost, I just want to mention that I think that like of many of the instances that have happened have been very hurtful to some people. And I just wanted to mention that like that language and the things that have happened is never going to be okay, but especially not in this classroom and not at our school. So I just wanted to say, if you've been personally offended or hurt by that, I just wanted to say I'm sorry. That shouldn't have happened. And we'll do everything we can to make sure that that doesn't happen again. And we appreciate any help that you can give us as well. So I do want to jump into our notes. We're going to have a little bit of a light day today. It should feel light. If it doesn't feel light, let me know. But it should feel light. We are going to have team live action and team video. If you are someone who likes to learn from me, then you can stay with me and we'll learn together. If you're someone who likes to learn from the video has already been posted on Canvas and you're welcome to jump to that video. If you are accelerated, I am going to push you into a separate breakout room. I do want to acknowledge that I did not get the information to the TAs early enough for them to really prepare for it. So there is a video available on your Canvas, and I think it should be really awesome. And the TAs are also awesome. So they will be able to support you as well. But I just want to say that I want to own that that's my bad, totally my fault, and I made that mistake. So I'm going to send you guys, the ACC accelerated students, into a breakout room so that you guys can continue learning together. If you are going to be live action, I just ask that you would keep your cameras on. That will help the TAs to know who you are. Or if you can't turn them on, just let the TAs know. All right, I am going to, I know I just talked a lot. Let me see if this one worked. Let's see. Sort of. I'm not 100% sure why this does this, but okay. Everybody who's in regular Algebra 2 is going to see something that says, don't press this. Just don't press it. Ignore it. I know it feels like you want to because it's telling you not to, but just don't press it. You're going to stay here in my call. If you are ACC, you should see that call and it should take you away. If you are not ACC, so I'm going to go ahead and open this. If you are ACC and you did not get a breakout room, if you could privately message me right now so that we can get you into the right room. Please privately message me if you did not get a breakout room for ACC. Thank you, Michelle, for letting me know. Thank you, Angelica, for letting me know. Thank you, Alejandro Gomez. If you're in regular, you can make sure that you're ready by having paper out. Thanks, Ben, for letting me know. All right, thanks, Nick, for letting me know. Thank you, everyone, for being patient. Thank you, Elizabeth, for letting me know. My day's going well, thank you. ACC, is there anyone left here that did not get one? Actually, I see you, Alejandra. There you go. Osvaldo, thank you for letting me know. Sebastian, you are good. Does not apply to you. Cheyenne. Where are you? What is it? It is not giving me alphabetical, which is making this quite hard, everyone. Thanks for letting me know. Okay, if you are in accelerated and you're still not in the room, let's go ahead and get you in one. Go ahead and message me. Let me know. I think I've got everyone in there. So, all right. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. For those of you who are team video, you can keep watching your video. If you are team live action, we're going to jump in here. So, all right. Thank you guys for being patient. I wish there was like a faster way to make this happen. I've been thinking about it for a couple weeks now, and I'm not sure there is. So thank you for just being patient and working with our technology. All right. Right. Marcy, the password is IN. It's on the schedule form, or bit.ly, HH1. All right. Okay, today, guys, if you're with me, we are going to be talking about linear equations. So we're going to start first. We're going to start first with some vocabulary. So our vocabulary for a linear equation, first thing I'm going to start with is by talking about a linear equation, right? Linear, you see that word line in it. That means that we have a line. So the line that we have here is this portion right here. Right? That is our straight line. And the slope, as you guys may remember from last week, is rise over run. Rise over run. You do not need to make these very beautiful, perfect pictures. We do not need it to be like super easy and perfect. That is like totally okay. What we do want to make sure is that you have some type of straight line, right? So it does not need to be perfect. You do not have to make a copy of the notes. You can make a copy of the notes if you wish. You should write down what you think is important. Right? You should write down what you think is important. So if you don't want to write down every graph, that is okay. They are your notes. Okay. So for our slope, our rise over run, remember that we would pick 2 points, any 2 points on the graph, and then we would see how many it goes up. In this case, it would be 2, and how many it goes over, 1, 2, 3. So in this case, the slope would be 2 over 3, up 2 over 3. Right, so our slope is how much the line is changing over time. Okay. After that, our y-intercept, if we think about our y-intercept being, here's my y-axis, and here is the line that goes through it. Right, so y-axis and the line that goes through it. The place where they intersect is at -2. It's where the line crosses the y-axis. So I would say that this is -2, where it crosses the y-axis. Okay. And then finally, our last word today is our zero, or our, some people call it a solution. It's where it is on the x-axis. Could be called our x-intercept. So if I'm looking where the line is, and where the x-axis is, then my x-intercept, or my zero, would be where those two cross. Right, so where those two cross is at +3. So my zero, or my x-intercept, would be 3. So those will be some words that we'll see today. And we are going to jump into graphing a few of them. So today we're going to start with slope-intercept form, right? Slope-intercept form. This is y equals mx plus b out there for my algebra folks. This is probably like the most common way that we learn to graph. And we remember probably, if I'm going to think y equals mx plus b, that our m would be our slope. So in this case, -2. It's just the number that goes with the x. It's not including the x itself. So the x itself is a variable that changes. The slope is just -2. That means we're going down 2 and over 1. The reason I know that it's over 1 is because any whole number is going to be a fraction, right? So first thing I would do is find the slope as a fraction. And find the slope as a fraction. So that's the first thing that I'm thinking about. The second thing that I'm thinking about is my y-intercept. It's going to be the number on the outside, on the last number. It doesn't necessarily have to go last, but it likely will. It is the number that is by itself. It doesn't have an x with it. So that is your y-intercept. So B is your y-intercept. So I'm going to start with B as the y-intercept, right? So -4, I'm going to find on my y-axis, I'm going to go down to -4. I'm going to put a point there. Right? And since my slope is -2 over 1, I'm going to do -2 over 1. I'm going down 2, and we always run to the right. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, and run to the right. So there would be a point like right here, but it's not quite on my graph, so that's not that helpful. I'm going to go ahead and go backwards and to the left. So I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go up 2 and to the left, up 2 and to the left, up 2 and to the left, up 2 and to the left. So that is how I would graph this line here. I want you to go ahead and take a second. Try to graph this one on your own. Try to graph this one on your own. You're thinking about the slope and the y-intercept. All right. Is there anyone who'd like to come off mute to talk us through how to do this one to be from there? Oh, great question, Brandon. Sorry, I didn't see that. Why is it -2 over 1 again? Since the slope is 2 next to the x, anytime that it's a whole number, it's always going to be over 1. Because in order to make a line happen, right, if I was at this point and I just went down 2 and then down 2 and down 2, I would just have a flat line, right? So I always need to go over 1 if it's a whole number. If it's something like this with 2/3, I would go with 2/3 like this. I would go up 2 and over 3 this time. Is there someone who would like to talk us through this problem? Anybody?
I'll try.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Seabass, go for it. And then Zephyr, you can do the next one.
All right. So it starts off with 1. You're gonna put that on the right side of the graph, where on the x-axis, put a 1, or put
Ooh,
a dot there.
wait, this is our y-intercept though. So
Oh,
does that
sorry.
go, where does
Sorry,
that
that's the
go?
one. That we start off with the 2 over 3, right?
We are gonna start with our 1. You are totally right to start with our 1 since it's
Okay,
our
so the 1 goes on the
y-intercept.
y-axis, so it's gonna go
Perfect,
on the
like
top,
that.
and then for the x, we're gonna go to the right side, and we're gonna go 2 to the bottom, since it's
Do we,
positive, or
since it's positive, we're gonna go up.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, good question.
Sorry,
So
it's kind
what
of
are we
weird
doing?
because it's opposite.
Yeah, it's totally weird.
So
So we
2 to
have,
the top and 3 to the
mm-hmm.
right.
Yeah, so they're gonna have this point right here.
Yes.
So we went up 2 and 3 over for sure. Yeah,
Yes.
awesome. And then can we continue our pattern?
We can, but it's gonna go off the graph.
Yeah, so we go up 2 over 1, 2, 3, and go up here, right? So we'll just use
Yes.
that sort of as a reference point. Cool. So then how can we go backwards?
So if we go back 3 times from the original dot,
Uh-huh. Go back
and then
3
we go
times
down 2 times.
and down 2 times. Exactly. Right? Exactly. And then same thing, right? Back 3 times
Yeah.
and down 2 times. And then we can draw that line straight through here.
Yes.
Amazing. Sivas, thank you. Sending you merits. Thank you for volunteering and working through that. Awesome. All right. Cool, guys. Thank you, Sebastian. So if we are graphing this way, this is sort of like our normal way. We're also going to talk today about how to graph a vertical line, right? So how to graph a vertical line. Vertical, remember, meaning like up and down. The way I remember this is like I'm an athlete, and when I am trying to increase my vert, that means I'm trying to jump up as high as I can. So I'm trying to jump up and down, not left and right. My vertical line means that I'm going to go to where x equals 3. So on my x-axis here, I'm going to go to x equals 3 right here. And since it's an x equals number, I'm going to go ahead and draw that line straight up and down. Straight up and down like this. So vertical line, whenever it says x equals, it's always going to be straight up and down. The reason why is because all of these numbers are where x equals 3. So if I plot like this point right here, this is 3, 5. That means x equals 3. If I plot this point down here, I have 3, -4. That's x equals 3, because remember it's x, y. If I plot this point here, I have 3, -1. Right? So all of those places are where x equals 3. And that's why my line is straight up and down. Go ahead and take a moment to sketch this graph here. X equals -2. Heifer, did you want to take this one away? Did you want to try this one? It's okay if you didn't want to. I know I sprung a different one on you. Okay, Alan, I'm going to go to you. Can you go ahead and unmute and tell us how to do this one?
I believe you put the -2 on the x-axis on the left side.
On the left side, great. Oh no. Give me 1 second. You are totally right, Alan. It's just my computer is being strange. See if it gets to go. Here we go. All right, cool. So I'm going to put it on the -2 on the left side, you said?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. I'm going to put it on the left side, and then?
And then your little, like the little line is gonna go straight up.
It's going to go straight up. And also straight down, right?
Yeah, straight down.
Amazing. Cool. Thanks, Alan. Zephyr, welcome back. I think you dropped off for a second, so all right, team. We're gonna go ahead and go to horizontal lines this time. So vertical is straight up and down. That means that horizontal is left and right. Left and right. So I remember that as horizontal. Like horizontal is a long word, so I'm measuring how long the word is. So it is a long line, it's a flat line. So this is where y equals a number. So when y equals a number, we're going to go ahead on the y-axis this time. Right? On the y-axis this time, I'm going to go down to -4, and then I'm going to go ahead and draw that straight line out there. Straight line, just like that. Right? So that would be my horizontal line at y equals -4. This is the same thing for y. It is like this. Like this would be 5, -4. Or like this would be -2, -2, -4. Or like this point over here would be like 5, -4. So we can see all the y's in this case, -4, -4, -4, all the y's are -4. So that's why that creates this line here, all those points together. Go ahead and try this next one on your own paper. Y equals 5. Y equals 5. Is there anyone who would like to help us with y equals 5? Cool, go for it, Zephyr.
Okay, so since it's y equals positive 5, we're gonna put the line, put the horizontal line on the y-axis at positive 5, which is on top.
Which is on top right here, for sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that point right here, right?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna put my point right here. And then, oh man, guys, something's really tripping with my internet today. So sorry. See if we can make this work. All right, there we go. The line has emerged. And now what do I do it, Zephyr?
And you're gonna put a line across because it's horizontal.
Yes, I draw a line across because it's horizontal, exactly. Thank you so much. All right. All right, cool, thank you. Okay, team, so if you are star, 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 that is all you're going to need today. You can go ahead and jump off. If you are star, 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 you are done with your notes. If you are regular on track, or if you're honors, we have a couple more that we're gonna jump into. And so you're gonna keep taking notes with me. So if you are star, 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 go ahead and start your assignment. If you are on track, we're gonna jump in. So
Bye,
on
Miss.
track.
Have a great day today.
Bye,
Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, you too. Okay, so if you are graphing this one, if you remember this one up here, this one was called slope-intercept form because they give you the slope, and they give you the intercept, right? So they tell us what those things are. So if we're thinking about this point down here, this equation, they're telling us that they're going to give us a point and they're going to give us a slope, right? They're going to give us a point and a slope. So you'll notice it's in like kind of a weird format here. We have the -1 is over by the y. That seems strange because normally y is by itself. We have a fraction here. That's going to be our slope. And I know it's the slope because it's still next to x, but I noticed something different. What I noticed is different is that there's parentheses here, right? So since there's parentheses here, that is going to give me a good clue that this is point slope formula. So what I need to do first is I'm still going to identify the slope, right? So I'm still going to identify the slope, and the slope is still going to be the number that is in front of x, right? The number in front of x, which is 1/3. So in this case, I have the slope 1/3. All right. And then the second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write the point, right? The point. So what I do for the point, it's going to be x comma y. The x-axis, right? The x number, right? The number that's with x is going to be the opposite. So if I see -5, the opposite of that is +5. So I'm going to go ahead and write a 5 here. Roxana, you can't see my screen. I know you probably can't see my face, but can you see like the actual screen itself? I'm gonna maybe assume yes. Okay, hopefully. So the -5 is my x. And then the number on my side, the number on this side over here with y, that's going to be the y, but I'm going to also flip it. So since it's a negative here, I'm going to go ahead and do a +1. Right, so instead of starting at the y-intercepts like we did on the other one, instead of starting there, I'm going to go ahead and start at this point here. So I'm going to go over 5 and up 1, put that point right there. And then my slope is 1/3, right? So I'm going to go up 1 and over 3. So up 1 over 1, 2, 3. So it's off my graph. So I'm going to go down 1 and backwards 3. 1, 2, 3. Down 1 and backwards 3. 1, 2, 3. Down 1 and backwards 3. 1, 2, 3. Like that. So notice this time when we have point slope, we're not starting from the y-axis. Oh, that's a terrible one. We're not starting from the y-axis. We are actually starting from the point that they tell us in the equation. So we start from the point, which was this one here, and then we go on the slope from there. When you're ready, go ahead and try this next one on your own. All right, Brandon, talk to us about this one. Brandon A.
For this one, we're gonna do, well, the slope is -1/1
How did you know it's -1/1? I just see a negative.
because in front of that there's always gonna be like a invisible 1, and since there's nothing below it, you divide it by 1 anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so my slope is -1/1.
And then your point is, well, -1 and +4.
Yeah, can you talk to us about how you found that point?
Because in the last one you did whatever's there, it's opposite. So in X it's +1 and you switch it to the negative, and Y is -4, so you switch it to positive.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Okay. What should I do next?
Oh yeah, so then you start, so first you'd start with the point.
Okay. So I'm going to go to -1, +4. Right here.
Yes. And then you do the rise over run.
Okay. So where should I go for rise over run?
I believe you go down since it's negative,
Mm-hmm.
and then you go to the right one.
The right one. So right here.
Yeah.
And then same thing, right? Down 1, over 1. Just like this. Absolutely. And how do I finish it off, Brandon?
Oh, you said what? Sorry.
How do I finish it off? It almost looks like a line, but not quite.
Oh, you put your line through it.
Yeah, you draw your line all the way through it. For sure. So you're gonna draw a line through. I always go all the way to the edge and put an arrow. Go all the way to the edge and put an arrow on both sides. All right. If you are, thank you so much, Brandon, sending merits out to you as well. If you are on track, that's my regular students. If you're a regular, you are done. These are the end of your notes. If you're honors, we're gonna do one more set here in the last few minutes of class. But if you are on track, you can go ahead and get started on your assignment. How to get started. All right, honors, we have one more set. Thanks for your chat, y'all. All right, one more set to my honors friends. So for our standard form, right? Standard form is written in ax plus by equals c format, right? I'm going to show you two separate ways of doing it, and then I'm going to let you choose which one you like better, right? So whichever one you like better, you can jump in and do it that way. So the first way that you can do it is you can find the intercept. So I have this equation, and the intercepts are where x and y equal 0. So if I want to find the y-intercept, then I set x equal to 0. And if I want to find the x-intercept, I set y equal to 0. That's because on the x-axis or on the y-axis, the other one is 0. So I'm going to do 2x plus 3y equals 12. And when I set x equal to 0, I'm going to take x away, and I'm going to put a 0 instead of x. I'm basically like covering up that section because 0 times 2 would just make 0. So I have just now 3y equals 12, right? 3y. So I'm going to go ahead and divide by 3, y equals 4. So that could be my first, that would be my y-intercept. My y-intercept is 4, so I can go ahead and plot that point right here. And then for my x-intercept, I do the same thing. I have 2x plus 3y equals 12, but this time I want to set y equal to 0. So that part's gone. So I just have 2x equals 12, divide by 2 on each side, x equals 6. So my x-intercept is 6. So that would be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actually off the graph right here. So I know that my graph is going to look like that. And I would draw my line like this. Okay. So that is one way that you can do standard form. The other way that you can do it, and I would say like this is probably the way that I used almost all the time when I was in high school, was you can actually solve for y. So if you have 2x plus 3y equals 12, then you can say, okay, I want to get y by itself. I'm going to subtract 2x on both sides. I get 3y equals negative 2x plus 12. Divide everything by 3. I get y equals negative 2/3 x plus 12 divided by 3 is 4. So what I would see happening here when I'm graphing now it's in y equals form, right? It's in that slope intercept form. I would start at positive 4. Right? Start at positive 4. And then I'm going to go down 2 and over 3. 1, 2, 3. So I can see that point there, down 2 and over 3. See that point there. So you can see that I would graph the exact same line. That's just a second method of doing it. So for some of us, we might like the intercept form. It might seem like easier to just kind of like cover up that number. For some of us, we might like actually changing it into mx plus b. So you can decide which one of those you want. You can go ahead and practice by doing this one here. Go ahead and practice that. Try that next. And then if you'd like to do this one, you guys can privately message me if you'd like to share it out. Is there anyone who'd like to try this one for us? Yeah, try it, Josh. Go for it.
All right, for sure. So I'm gonna do the first example that you gave us. So it'll be to cover up. You have to cover up the negative 5x. So that'll equal to 0, and then you divide the two. Is it negative 2? Yeah, it is
It's
negative 2.
-2. Yeah.
So that'll equal y equals negative 5.
All right.
So it'll be all the way in the bottom of the graph.
All right, right here. Cool.
And then you covered up the negative 2y, and then you'll
Covered.
divide the negative 5 by the 10, and then you'll get negative 2.
So x equals -2. Where would that be?
That'll be in the left side to
Yeah,
those.
for sure. Yeah, and then I know that I can just go ahead and graph a line straight through here.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Thank you so much, Josh. Maybe you should be in honor.
Maybe.
Sounds good. Okay, team, we finished right on time. That is what you will need for your work today. I do have office hours at 3:30. If you need help, you can pop back here at 3:30. I will be around to help you out. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I will talk to you soon. I'll see you guys later. Nabayo, it looked like your internet was struggling, so I'm sorry about that. Don't forget that the video is on Canvas. So you can still catch up on the notes. Melissa, it was in I-N. I-N. Cool. Nabayo, is that how you say your name? Did I say it right?
It's Nebu.
Nebu. Okay, cool. Thank you for letting me know, for correcting me. Sounds good. Sweet guys. I'll see you guys soon. Hi, Pre-Calc. Welcome. Mia, if you're still here, you do not have to print it out. You can if you want. Hi guys, welcome. Welcome. So I got, funny story. I got this really beautiful new screen. You guys want to see? This is my new screen. Dun, dun, dun. Woo! But do you see how I'm frozen on it? It's like really not working out for me. So I've been trying to mess with it. Yesterday it worked fine. Today, no, nothing. As soon as I like tried to count on it, no, it's gone. So that's a big bummer. But it's happening. So we'll see what's happening. So I will just, like, continue to own that technology is hating me. And